So what's the deal with Oliver and Company?
Nothing at all!
Oliver and Company is a Disney film released in 1988, before Disney managed to get on their feet with the Renaissance period during the 90s. Looking into this movie, it's based on Oliver Twist, which I have no clue what that is. So clearly I was the best man for the job in looking into this childhood gem of mine. Yeah, I had this film on VHS as a kid at my nan's, and I watched it every night I was there. Out of all the films I watched as a kid, Oliver and Company never really stands out across the review landscape or even the merch lines of Disney. Looking into it further, and there isn't even some major controversy or horrific bad stuff in this film. Frankly speaking, it's a silly kids movie with good songs and talking animals, a classic recipe for animated films of the time. Before we get started, I decided to look into what movies came out the same decade, and this lovely webpage helped out. To my surprise, Disney had some critical hits here, as well as some less than stellar reviews. Fox and the Hound is a generally brilliant and emotional journey from what I can remember, but I actually haven't seen The Black Cauldron or The Brave Little Toaster. Yet those films seem much better remembered, so I decided to watch every film from Disney's animated films of that decade. This will be a similar sum up to the Sonic review, where I watched video game movies around that time. Only this time, we're trying to find out what exactly makes Oliver less stand out than the rest. Oh boy, here we go. Fox and the Hound is arguably the most remembered film from this selection, being one of the few classic Disney films to get a terrible sequel that completely misses the point. It's emotional, powerful, and entertaining for a film about talking animals, and a very different tone compared to Oliver. Even with some kid-friendly stuff on the side, this film doesn't stray away from telling a story in its raw visuals, and surprisingly, everyone gets a happy ending. Spoilers for a movie made in 1981, by the way.
Holy shit!
My Letterboxd review speaks for my entire feeling on this movie. This film just happened, basically. It's a great looking movie most of the time, but clearly it needed something more. Unless you're into D&D or find this nostalgic, this isn't ideal for a watch, especially compared to Fox and the Hound. How the fuck did I not have this on VHS? This film is great, and I only heard about it in the last few years. Like, this is generally a fun watch, and I'm glad there isn't a shitty sequel to it. For a simple film, it gets the job done in a charming fashion, definitely an improvement over The Black Cauldron. Turns out this movie isn't on Disney Plus, so I guess we won't be watching it. Little Mermaid is easily the highlight here, kickstarting the Disney Renaissance period. While I admit this is a great film, it doesn't strike a chord with me as much. This is because I'm a full-grown man. It's obviously a good film, but I can never really put this on over the selections I have. Also, I'm not a fan of musicals, so stuff like this isn't going to interest me. Not much more I can say, on to the main show. The film starts out with shots of New York as we lean into the title card. Oh, by the way, the film is a musical.
Ah, crap, singing. Mind if I smoke?
Our opening song is Once Upon a Time in New York City by Huey Lewis. It's an okay song, probably the best option for an opener. Obviously I'm not a music guy, my tastes range from stuff like this to this. I just like what sounds good to me. The song here could be a stain on people's heritage, and I'd have no idea. That's how out of field I am with the profession of music. So our main character Oliver is one of many kittens being given away on the streets of New York. If you couldn't tell, he's the ginger one with a different face.
Hold up.
Hang on, cats for $5 each?
It's fucking delicious. Eggs on toast. Bitch!
Oliver doesn't get picked, however, and during a storm, his box breaks apart from the flooding, and he is now left on the streets. I'm going to take a moment to appreciate the look of the film. So far it's managed to do both a vibrant and gloomy atmosphere well. During the day, the scenes are filled with colour, and the night time is done well with making it look rough and unwelcoming. Comparing it to other Disney films of the decade, Oliver would have been the most modern of the lot, being the only film set in what would have been the present 1988. I also like that New York isn't this perfect place. It's a grimy, busy place with tons of people working from all kinds of places. Like all living beings, Oliver gets hungry and comes in contact with this hot dog salesman. This brings us to our second protagonist.
Hiya.
This is Dodger, and he comes up with a plan to steal the hot dogs with Oliver.
Right now.
The fuck?
Turns out this was part of Dodger's plan. However, Dodger, being the sunglass-wearing dog, pulls out a betrayal card and basically takes the hot dogs for himself. Oliver, being upset that he'll die of starvation and also being used, pursues Dodger. Realizing he's in a musical, Dodger starts singing the most iconic song of the movie. Yeah, I can't exactly play the songs here. I'll have a small snippet, but that's about it really. Why Should I Worry by Billy Joel is such a memorable song. Backed up with good action pieces, the song just works, and controversial opinion, it's better than anything in The Little Mermaid in terms of music. I am asking for a death threat at this point, no opinions allowed on the internet. Is that Biggie Cheese? Oliver, however, is able to follow Dodger to his home, where we meet the dog gang he's a part of. I forgot the names of the dogs apart from these two, Francis and Tito, so I'll probably look them up later. Dodger, being who he is, over-exaggerates how he came in possession of the hot dogs, only to be interrupted when Oliver falls through the ceiling. After a quick questioning, Oliver explains himself while also ruining Dodger's story, humouring the gang. After a brief scuffle, the owner shows up, expressing deep concern but is promptly reminded why people love dogs.
No. No looking.
This nice moment is ruined shortly by the arrival of the antagonist Sykes and his two Dobermans. Fagin, the guy who houses the dogs, rushes off to bargain with Sykes, leaving the Dobermans to taunt our main characters.
He's gonna kill me.
Also, I never noticed that Sykes' car had Doberman as its license plate. That's pretty neat. It appears Fagin had borrowed money from Sykes, now obviously a loan shark. Unimpressed with Fagin's junk, he threatens to kill him, all the while the Dobermans basically own the place, threatening the gang and destroying the TV for laughs. Fagin continues to beg outside, which Sykes takes pity and gives him 3 more days.
3 sunrises, 3 sunsets, 3 days, Fagin.
Sykes then calls his dogs back, though one of them finds Oliver and threatens to eat him, resulting in him getting slashed across the nose. Now enraged, the Dobermans corner Oliver, but Dodger comes to his aid and blocks him, followed by the rest of the gang. With Sykes still honking for them to return, the Dobermans are forced to give in, but threaten vengeance against them, especially Oliver. Morning arrives, and the gang is looking for money, and with Oliver being new, we have another musical. Streets of Gold by Ruth Pointer, specifically sang by Rita here, whose voice sounds nothing like her actual voice actor.
Cut it out, you two. We gotta clean you up, child, and give you some on-the-job training.
Okay then. The song itself lasts less than a minute, but it's pretty catchy and pretty much sums up the task at hand. As the song ends, Dodger spots a potential target and prepares a plan. Are these dogs trying to steal a car? Oliver discovers someone sitting in the back, resulting in him panicking and knocking Tito flying out into the street.
What's going on here?
While the gang escapes, Oliver gets caught on some wires and is taken by a small girl. We reach the girl's house, now meeting the remaining secondary characters in the process. This girl is Jenny, and I have no idea who the butler is, but he wakes up Georgette. She has a song. I never really liked it much as a kid, and as of now, it's my least favourite of the whole film. Perfect Isn't Easy by Bette Midler is pretty much a self-centered song for a self-centered character, so it does its job. Realistically, the point of the song is that this dog is a bitch in both terms.
Shut the fuck up!
Also, why does she have hands? So we also learn that Jenny can keep Oliver, which obviously displeases Georgette. Dodger and Tito followed Oliver, however, and informed the group of his whereabouts. This ultimately worries them as they also need to sort out cash for Fagin, though Dodger assures them they can do both. Back at the house, and we get our last music number, Good Company by Miana Tran. Also, we're only halfway through the movie. Christ, how long is this video going to be? But also, there are no more musicals until the very end, and it's just why should I worry? I'm not complaining, I'm not a musical guy, but it seems odd that a film just stops doing them in a musical film. It's like a Spider-Man movie only having Spider-Man in the first half, then the rest of it is Peter Parker doing mundane things. As for the song, this is more of an emotional friendship found kind of song, and I like it as is, but it's mostly a score than an actual song.
8:01 p.m.
All we gotta do is...
Oh man, he's dead meat now.
The gang returns for Oliver the next day, pretty much staging a similar stunt they did with the car.
Yes? Who is it?
Oh!
You!
The fuck?
The gang gets inside and causes Georgette to freak out. However, she pulls a 180 when Dodger mentions a cat. Seeing an opportunity, Georgette hands Oliver over to the gang despite Rita showing some concern to Dodger. This causes a bit of drama as Oliver obviously likes living with Jenny, which upsets Dodger as he risks not only his gang, but Fagin's life to save Oliver. Realistically, it was this bitch's fault. Fagin walks in, however, depressed and defeated as he talks about Oliver's owners. However, Fagin suddenly realises that Oliver could save him, seeing as he was with a rich family. Has this dog been eating chocolate all day? Having returned from school, Jenny tries to find Oliver, but soon receives a ransom note in the mail. Jenny, clearly not informing Winston for some reason, learns that Oliver has been quote-unquote kidnapped and is being held for ransom. Also, instant karma to Georgette as Jenny basically goes out to save Oliver, dragging her along. Fagin then informs Sykes of his plan, though under pressure as Sykes' patience has weared thin, and he sets his dogs on him. Dodger defends Fagin as best as he can as he tries to desperately explain his plan, though once Sykes calls off his dogs, Dodger is hurt bad. Also, why does no one talk about how evil Sykes is? He's literally informing a client how to torture someone over the phone, and the dude is legit intimidating. Disney villains when they were good, eh? Fagin and Dodger return to the gang to wait for the money to arrive from the rich family. Dodger's chill persona still intact as he is the sunglasses wearing dog. Jenny surprises Fagin from behind and much to his pain informs him that she is looking for her cat. Meanwhile, Sykes is just casually sitting by. Fagin isn't able to keep up with the act as Jenny slowly gets more upset, even trying to justify his actions, though deep down he knows it's wrong. Fagin then returns Oliver, pretending he actually found him in a random box. Then Sykes makes his presence known and strikes, kidnapping Jenny and warning Fagin to keep his mouth closed, driving away. Now that the line has been crossed, the gang then work together to get Jenny back, leaving Fagin behind as they go into pursuit.
Come on, DeSoto.
Now inside, the gang sneak around trying to find Jenny, with Georgette already causing more problems.
Oh, I broke a nail.
You shut the fuck.
What you call my woman?
Having distracted Sykes, the Dobermans catch some of them, only to be made completely useless by a cloth sheet.
Door. Come on, Girlie, I'm warning you.
Come on, Tito.
You just...
Let's go. DeSoto.
Fagin suddenly shows up at the last second, dashing away as Sykes goes into an unhinged state. Sykes pursues the gang, literally going insane, like this entire scene is just dialed up to 11. Did they just third rail a Doberman? Talk about brutal. Having attempted to save Oliver, Dodger himself is nearly killed by the last Doberman, though Oliver saves him at the last second.
Right! Check it out!
Jenny quickly escapes and Sykes is hit by a train head on in what is the most brutal death I've seen from Disney, like Jesus Christ. There is something wrong with Georgette. First she has hands and now she's bending metal. Also, deaf fake out here.
Oliver!
So now, Sykes is dead, his Dobermans became lightning rods, and the gang is now safe, with Jenny returned home in time for her birthday.
Lonzo, darling, could I see you for a moment? Privately?
Thus the film comes to a close with Why Should I Worry Again? Hey, it's the best thing ever, so why not? Rewatching Oliver now, I generally enjoy this film and I actually recommend it. Sure, it's not the best of the 80s Disney lineup, but it was the last film before the Renaissance era and there are hints of what made those films great in here. Sure, I'm biased towards this movie. A movie about singing animals, loan sharks, and this dog breaking reality whenever she feels like it. Also, it's better than anything the live action films have to offer, so yeah, this film's still good. Honestly, I think the film suffered mostly for the time it was released. As I mentioned at the start, there were already multiple Disney films that were already highly regarded throughout the 80s. Living up to that expectation was going to be difficult, and thus ends the video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.